Let's play Plead the Fifth with Orlando and the Freak Show on Wild 94.1.
Yes, Orlando,
Yes.
I want to be the first to congratulate you because you have been elected mayor of Tampa. Round of applause for the new mayor, please.
Mayor.
Okay,
Oh.
stop. It's over.
I ain't even get my wave in yet.
We got to get to business now.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
what is the first thing that you think needs addressing right here in the Tampa Bay area with all of your mayoral powers?
With my mayoral powers.
Is that a word?
It's a mayoral.
Mayoral. With my mayorisms, I feel that I think that we need to spend our money
Okay.
on our roads.
Oh, I
Praise.
like this.
I think the
Thank
word
you.
infrastructure
Ooh.
should be tossed in there.
Ooh.
People
Like
treat
it.
that seriously when
I'm
you start
up for that.
talking about them structures from the innards.
Yeah.
But I think we should spend our money on fixing, I think, a pothole a day.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
pot.
That's
There
what,
you go.
you know, instead of a chicken for every pot, I would put some cement in every pothole.
Okay.
I like
Every
it.
day. Every day. I'll get out there on my own with my own little, bucket and do some myself. But not all of them.
Okay.
But we got a lot of them. So I think the roads would be the first thing we work on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
There we go.
Tired of getting flat tires.
There we go. Tired of rimming my car.
Tired of being tired.
All right, Buck, you're next.
So, Orlando, as you know, when you work in radio long enough, you meet some pretty crazy people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're great listeners, but they can be a little crazy.
Some people.
So, have you ever had a stalker?
I've not. I have. I've had like some trespassing warrants that I've had to like get from the.
Okay.
From the police department, but more so than that, I don't think of them all as stalkers. I just think of them as like overzealous, because like radio is like one of the mediums that meets people where they are in their comfort zone, whether they're in the bathroom getting ready for work, whether they driving to work, singing in the car. Like they respond to it. That's why Beat the Freaks is so important, because like they get to play against us while they on their commute. We fit into their lives. So because we do that, some people take that as like a real, tangible relationship, and so
Right.
they sometimes they take it far. Sometimes it's great because we know a lot of listeners that we have a good relationship with, but sometimes people don't know us that well, but then like camp out downstairs and you get kind of nervous. It's like that's why all the doors are locked now, because
Thank
people
God.
started pulling up and wouldn't leave, and we're like, yo, like you can't like hang out here forever. So
Yeah.
they're but I wouldn't call them stalkers. I would just call them like people who just want to realize that that relationship from the morning
Okay.
and stuff, and just show up and pull up.
You can't just show up.
They just pull up and they're like, no, I'll wait.
Circle the building in the morning.
He's
yeah.
not here today. I'll wait till tomorrow. Like that, when they say that, you get kind of worried.
Is there anything that you've ever wanted to talk about on air, but you felt like the backlash of said person or company or anything like that would have been too bad, so you decided not to do it?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
that's a great question.
Thank you.
You know what? Recently, I've wanted to talk about my favorite reality show is Big Brother. I don't really like reality shows, and I've told y'all all about how I think that's fake, but I think Big Brother is like the one that has a lot of strategy and a lot of influence. Like you're trying to get people to vote for other people out, and it's kind of skeezy, you know? So I like that whole inner workings of it, but this season, it's been different, and I've been wanting to talk about it, but it's very hard to talk about because of the issue. That apparently, I didn't know this, but I've watched every season.
I didn't know this about you, that you were such a fan.
I do. I watch that show crazy, and I watched every season, but I didn't realize there was never a black winner on Big Brother, and I only know that because there were 6 people who were competing who were black this year, and they secretly created a whatever alliance or whatever they call it. And they call it the cookout.
We got to be with the cookout.
Right. And so they call it the cookout, and they voted out everybody that wasn't black.
Oh, my gosh.
And they were talking about it openly. And I'm sitting there watching like, yo, this is crazy. Because like everything we've learned in the last 18 months to 24 months has been like, don't judge by color. Don't like this is what we don't want people doing to us.
Right.
And they're openly on a TV show, and it comes on tonight, and it's all black people on there now. They made the alliance on night 1, and on night 65 they voted out the last white person.
And you're allowed to do that.
I guess.
Okay.
And now Julie Chen is like, yes, this is the first time it's guaranteed that a black person's going to win because you guys successfully started this on day 1 and made it all the way through. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
When you get kicked off, let's say a white person gets kicked off and then they get to see what happened, right?
They get to see what happened after they make it to jury house.
Oh, damn.
So like when the first person walks into jury house and it was a white person, wasn't nobody noticed. And the second person walked in and they weren't black. And then the third person walked in, and the fourth person, and the fifth person, they were like, wait a minute. so I mean, it's, I guess it's a thing. And they like, we made Big Brother history. But I'm like, yo, this is really like against the whole inclusion thing that we've been pushing. I'm like, hey, CBS, like y'all might not want to be promoting this because they keep promoting it more because it's turned into a BET show.
Okay.
These last 6 weeks, it's all black people on there.
The
now.
name of the cookout.
It's the cookout is running it. So
White
I mean,
people are mad.
Yeah, well, I would think there are a lot of white people around the country that's like, you can do this. Wait till next season.
What if a white person did that? Like the white people kicked out all the white-
that would be part of that conversation too. That would be kind of hard to have.
Wow.
Because what if they flip the script? So yeah, that's a lot. That would be the one thing that I did not talk about. Yeah, and I have not talked about it, and I will not talk about it right there.
We're
All
not
right.
taking calls.
That's
thank
the
you.
3 from the room, and we got 3 from you.
Okay, we have one out the 727 that says, Orlando, if you had to pick one person from the room to each teach your daughters something, what are you assigning each person?
Let's see, if it's Meredith, it would probably be the whole like Meredith-y thing that she does.
What is that?
When she, the whole professional thing. Like she's thirst trappy on the online, but she's very put together in her business. And so I would be like, that kind of like you can be pretty and you could do all that stuff, but you also have to be on point with your business. I think that would be a double-edged sword to have. Be pretty, but be useful, not useless.
You almost said useless.
Yeah, be useful. Let's see. With Buck, it would probably be what I would trust you teaching my kid. Probably all the camping stuff you do, because I ain't gonna learn that from me.
That's awesome.
good.
Yeah, because you're a wilderness dude. You're like, I've backpacked through. Starting the sentence off with I've backpacked through.
Through Colorado.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything.
That's cool.
You could say I backpacked through Pinellas and I'd be impressed. Any backpacking, I'm like, yeah, nah, not me. Not in the tent and all that other stuff. Davi, teaching my kids something. They're girls. He's a boy. And we talked about it yesterday, how Davi doesn't exactly talk to kids like kids.
Yeah.
Davi talks to kids like they little
An
adults.
adult. Yeah.
So it's like, so I think that's a good thing, like as far as like his business entrepreneurial spirit and him wanting to like making sure that they know you can own things instead of just like being involved and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
that would probably be like what Davi would lean to the party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Orlando, you mentioned on air before that someone asked you to donate your good stuff so they could have a baby.
Is that what they call it? Good stuff?
And you wouldn't have to be involved.
Yeah.
This was after you came back from your Cali trip.
Yes.
Was it Alexis Texas who asked you? And if it wasn't, who was it?
I'm not answering that question. Because I said I was not going to answer that question. Like, I mean, come on. Now, I got it read, really? I want to answer that question, but I cannot answer that question because I was told that, it's not something we're putting out there.
Okay,
like that.
so you were told.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes. So that's the answer right there. That's the job. Now,
We can literally ask you anything now.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's coming from the audience. All right, let's see. I got one pass gone.
Okay,
No more.
Orlando, do you have thoughts over to the house when your girls are home?
Thoughties?
Do I have what?
That's what somebody texted.
Do I have thoughts where?
over to your house when your girls are home?
When my girls aren't home, do I have thoughts at the house? No.
You had anybody?
I don't have any thoughts at the house.
So,
like,
I didn't ask, like, I read it, but don't shoot the messenger.
yeah, I don't have no thoughties. I mean, I'm very like, because I'm living in a new place now,
Yeah.
and so not a lot of people know where I live. And so I kind of like that. I kind of like the fact that, like, if somebody's like, oh, you still live in Carrollwood? I'm like, nah. And they're like, oh, you still live in West Town? I'm like, nope. So it's like, you really got to know.
Can't just pull up.
Like, I've been out to dinner with some folks that don't even know where I live. Like,
good.
like, I mean, we like, I picked them up and dropped them off and whatever. So it's like, Now, and somebody came through my house after a function, whatever, but I drove. And so I don't think they know how to get them. I keep it like the back cave. Like, nah, you ain't going
Back
nowhere.
roads.
Wait, what if a thoughty wanted to come over while your daughters were there?
Nah.
You're saying no?
No, ain't nobody. No.
Late at
Ain't nobody.
night.
Ain't nobody.
Girls
no.
are asleep.
That ain't even a possibility. That ain't no. Mm-mm.
He's
No.
not messy like that.
I'm not with my daughter's home, but honestly, that's their house too. It's like, so I can't have like just everybody running through there with all that bad juju.
Wait till the next day when they're gone.
That's not it. No, that ain't the focus. All right, so that's all three, and I get a boomerang.
Yes, you do.
Something that you've wanted to talk about on the air, but you didn't because you didn't want to catch heat.
Yeah.
And from heat from anybody. It could be from listeners, from your wife. It could be from house. What have you wanted to talk about that you didn't because you didn't want to catch that smoke?
For me, it would be vaccines, Rona, ivermectin, things of that nature.
I got all the multi-syllables.
Yeah.
Ivermectin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So all of the goods involved with the vaccinations.
All right, so I think for me, something that I've wanted to talk about, but I haven't been able to, is how unfair Plead the Fifth is for me. Me personally, I'm allowed to ask a question.
You can participate.
I can participate, but I don't get to play the full game. Yeah, Buck, you can ask a little question, but you're never going to get a chance to plead.
That's funny. That's very funny. Wow.
All right, we need to fix that.
Yeah, we're just going to pass by that really fast. I would say politics in general. Sometimes I feel like it would be interesting to talk about, but then I just realized that it's just too messy. And then I immediately just go back with that thought. I'm like, you know what? This is better. Because working here at Wild, it should be the party station. It should be fun. To me, in my personal opinion, it should be an escape from all the craziness that's happening. So, yeah, I might have that thought for a second, and then I just back up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had some conversations in the room, and we're like, I don't know if we're gonna really go on the air with that.
Yes.
And then they always end up coming through, but they don't come through as freely as we talk about it, because you want to respect everybody's opinions, and
Right,
stuff like that.
or
So
alienate people that are listening.
you don't want to alienate.
I thought she was about to say, or aliens.
Yeah, or we could just flip it and talk about aliens. That would be good. All right, that was a wrap on the
Orlando and the Freak Show.
That is it. That's all you get to learn, but you got more coming up because you can earn paper with that Workday Foreplay. All right, it's coming up. It starts at 9.